it is only beginning to be understood that what you cannot use is in fact poisonous.
How so?
Shall we say it poisons the system, and of course it poisons one's own ability to create.
So
Understand?
the billionaires of the world that are hoarding and holding on to so much wealth and creating so much inequality, are you saying that what they're not using is becoming poisonous to them?
Of course, and to society. And that is why so many of them are looking on how to give it away again in ways that are beneficial for the system itself to continue. Otherwise, it will not. So many of them already have seen that it cannot continue in that fashion, and that the only solution is to use it. In other words, if you have billions of dollars, then spend it, because it is pointless to keep hold of it. So you spend it in whatever way is possible to keep it moving in ways that, shall we say, balance the inequality. Shall we say, buying more super yachts. So you have hundreds of, shall we say, useless super yachts is not spending it, it is accumulating super yachts. You understand? One has to put it back into the currency. As you understand, the dam, shall we say, as our example, will produce electricity on a continuous basis if the water is allowed to flow. You are controlling the flow, of course, but you are producing something of equal, if not more value. You understand, a thing, this is a natural law, a thing can never be created nor destroyed, only transformed. So if you want to hold it in a place, it will naturally transform, whether that is into something of positive value or destructive value. And so much of your world has, and your money system has been translated, transformed into destructive notions that have caused, shall we say, millions of damage, with the idea that you can make more rebuilding the damage. What nonsense. And that is only to show that not only has humankind not fulfilled its prophecy, its principles and its ethics of do no harm. So all over the world, disruption is caused simply from this mechanism. So often people are looking towards the law of attraction to attract large amounts of money.
Yeah.
But of course, that is not what they really want. So many really want, shall we say, a house that is livable? Do you need a house that is so big it is unlivable? Do you need a house that is impossible to clean? Of course, you could keep building bigger and bigger and bigger, more and more, but it would be also unnecessary and accumulation. You follow what I'm getting at. So if you want to create something, why not go directly? Why not be clear about what it is that you need, that you want to bring into your life, and you have purpose beyond accumulation? You understand? You want to have a house that is able and is, shall we say, comfortable, that has enough space for yourself and your children. Do you follow? Then that is where you put your attention. The money is irrelevant. It is only a mechanism of transaction. Does this make some sort of sense?
Yeah, so instead of asking for a six-figure income, focusing on what you really want to spend that money on, so whether it's a nicer car or a house or...
Of course. And what happens is, of course, you are attracting that in once you have, say, engaged with not just what you want, but shall we say the purpose behind it. What is it that is in alignment with the total? You follow? The idea is one can create reality that is, can bring from the creative world, that is from the world of blueprints, into the physical reality without affecting the whole. If it is going to affect the whole of reality, then it will interface with everyone else's desires. Then you are in conflict because somebody else has already, shall we say, put their attention on the very spot where you want to build your swimming pool. Do you follow? They want to put their caravan. Do you follow? So you are in conflict. It is not a unified field that the physical world has to interact with. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
So it is important that you have, shall we say, right, a certain quality, shall we say, of agreement with the collective. In other words, shall we say, the universe flows in a certain direction. It is either, as we point out, transcending, or it is dying off and moving into confusion. When it transcends, all things are in alignment. In other words, everyone has their needs met. If it moves into conflict and confusion and differences and so forth, then it will move in the opposite direction. And that is where you arrive at two universes separating out. Does this make some sort of sense?
That seems clear.
So when you are trying to create, shall we say, by applying the law of attraction, you will find inside of that is a certain sense of harmony. That is, you are in harmony with the universe. And once that occurs, you will see the law of attraction taking place in front of your eyes. If it is not taking place, then there is a disharmony somewhere in the system. You are asking for something, shall we say, that is damaging to another. Do you follow what I mean?
Yeah, this is where you're referring to us moving towards the fifth dimension.
Of course.
Thanks for watching. We hope this content resonates and with your help raises planetary awareness. If you're interested, join our database to receive exclusive access to full-length video content. Go to channelingmercredan.com/subscribe or click the link in this video's description.